It is Halloween, and that means it is time to celebrate spooky season by recreating one of the first horrors ever captured on celluloid. I am talking, of course, about the Prince of Darkness himself, the Master of Shadow, Count Orlok? Nosferatu, a German silent film, emerged during a brief yet pivotal period when German filmmaking was truly original, the era of German Expressionism. The most important or maybe influential films of this time include Metropolis, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and of course the unofficial 1922 adaptation of Dracula, Nosferatu. Now, with a very promising looking remake on its way, and with Halloween being what it is, I wanted to recreate this short iconic scene from the movie. Count Orlok skulking slowly up the stairs is a truly haunting image, although I must admit the rest of the movie is quite quaint when looking at it from a modern perspective. Now, the scene itself only shows the shadow on the wall, but I wanted to broaden the perspective a bit to include the shadow caster and the stairs. Naturally, I needed the stairs, a wall, and of course a miniature Count Orlok for this. In the age of 3D printing, it would be safe to assume this would be a perfect job for a printer, and there are certainly fitting miniatures out there. But lacking that as an option, I went with a more old school approach of kitbashing. In my search for a fitting body, I struck gold by digging into a NECROMUNDA starter set. I tried NECROMUNDA a few years back, but unfortunately never stuck with it, though I love the aesthetic of its miniatures. I especially admire the deluxe models. These are basically sci-fi vampires with their trench coats and bald heads, making them perfect for a future vampire account. So I began modifying this miniature step by step. First, I removed all the elements that hinted at a sci-fi setting, simplifying the robe as much as possible. In most cases, you can scrape off details with a hobby knife, but for some areas, modeling files or even a rotary tool might be necessary to fully remove unwanted pieces. I also adjusted the front leg to sit a bit higher than its original position, making it possible to place the miniature directly on the stairs. Next, I added the fitting head and of course a pair of grisly ghoulish arms reminiscent of Orlok's own salad fingers. At this stage, I also began filling gaps with a mixture of green stuff and milliput in a 50-50 ratio. This combination creates a putty with properties right between the two. Less brittle than milliput, not as flexible or sticky as green stuff, yet still slightly sandable like milliput. Since green stuff is usually more expensive, this blend also helps keep costs down. If you're having trouble smoothing green stuff or milliput surfaces, I suggest using latex or nitrile gloves with a bit of water. You can also try isopropyl alcohol for an even smoother result, as both putties are alcohol soluble. It's also a good idea to let the putty set for a while after sculpting a section. Don't try to do too much at once, as a simple misplaced finger can easily ruin your entire progress. For the stairs, I started with the simple round 50mm base. This provided enough space to add both the wall and the stairs. First, I attached a piece of foam board to serve as a wall. Once the construction adhesive dried, I began building the stairs with popsicle sticks and other wooden pieces. While assembling, I also used aluminum foil and milliput to fill in the empty spaces beneath the stairs and behind the wall. Just like with the Count himself, it was a process of adding a bit of material, whether gluing wood in place or filling gaps, and then waiting for everything to set and dry. In the end, I added a layer of fine-grained texture paste to the wall before moving on to painting. For painting, I kept it pretty simple, aiming to emulate the black and white aesthetic of the silent movie era. After priming both the base and the miniature separately with a dark grey, I added a light grey coat from the side to simulate the illuminations as seen in the scene. Finally, I applied a black wash to both pieces to enhance the contrast. After everything had dried, I began adding progressively lighter grey tones to the model through dry brushing and some careful brushwork. I also incorporated a bit of bone white to introduce a touch of warmth. Once this was done, I glued the miniature into place and painted the shadows with Nocturna Shadow, a slightly greenish dark grey. My idea was to give the shadow an otherworldly, unsettling feel. The cool green hue contrasts with and overpowers the warmth of the bone white, symbolizing the cold presence of death pushing away the warmth of life, or something artsy like that. And here he is, Count Orlok on the prowl and ready to drain the blood of Wisborg's unsuspecting citizens. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and it makes me even more excited for the upcoming reimagining of this story. What do you think? And are you looking forward to Nosferatu this December? Let me know in the comments, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm currently working to release more videos in a shorter time frame, aiming for weekly uploads. To make this sustainable, I'd love your support, whether it's through sharing, commenting, or even a small contribution via Patreon. Patrons receive early access to exclusive versions of these videos and behind-the-scenes content. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, farewell, fellow adventurers.